What's going on, Slot Car family? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back for another episode. I'm Massimo and this is MP Slot Car. Today's Slot Car of the day is this beautiful Ferrari 360 by Ninco. Now this was the first Ninco car I bought. I got it off of Whatnot and it came modified from the previous owner. And this is honestly the car that I have the most laps on at my local club. Really fun car to drive. Not the fastest, but it's a ton of fun, which is why it earned the Slot Car of the day. Alrighty, so here we are in the review room. And as you can see in front of me, I got a bunch of 124 scale cars. Now, in one of my last episodes, we ran the Ferrari 458 Italia with the DHL livery, that nice yellow car. And it inspired me to run all my 124 scale cars around my new layout. I mean, it's not really a new layout, but we revamped the third sector. So it's kind of a new layout. So all the times have to be repopulated into the Smart Race app. So I was thinking it'd be fun to run all the 124 scale cars I have and populate the leaderboard and see which one ends up on top. And that's what we're gonna do starting in today's video. What we're gonna do from now on, we'll do a little series where I run 5 cars out of my collection, 124 scale cars. We'll run 5 and start populating the leaderboard that way. And at the end of all the cars being run, we'll do a final episode with the top 5 cars on the leaderboard pinned up against each other, and we'll do it kind of like I did in the past with the World Cup, where I'll do the commentary and all that to make it fun. Now, one dilemma I have is I'm gonna have different classes of cars. I think that might be the best way to do it. We'll do an overall ranking of all the cars, but the issue is some of these cars, like this one here, has upgraded rear tires to Paul Gauge tires. The stock tires were completely gone. You know how it is with some of the Carrera cars, the tires just melt. So I don't have the stock tires anymore and I just have these Paul Gauge tires. And I mainly do run Paul Gauge on my track. So what I was thinking is we'll do an overall leaderboard. We'll also do categories of, we'll break it up into, so stock would be box stock, which is majority of the cars. Then we'll do a stock plus class, which would be cars with upgraded rear tires. Then we'll do a modified class, which I only have 2 cars right now that are modified, and it's these 2 beauties right here. This Porsche 917K and this Lola T70, and they both have the upgraded Slot.it axle kits, the rear axle kits, and they both run amazing. So I have a feeling these 2 are going to be at the top of the list anyway. So I was thinking of maybe doing it that way, that we'll do a modified class, a stock plus class, and a stock class. So let me know in the comments below what you think, if that's a good way to break up these cars. But then we'll also do an overall leaderboard, which I'm not sure how we should do the top 5 then, if it should be based on the overall leaderboard or per class. Let me know in the comments below. I'm open to suggestions. I'm assuming it's going to be the overall leaderboard and the top 5 cars go for a final shootout. But let me know in the comments below what you think, because whatever we can do to spice this up and make it interesting, I'm all for it. But enough of me blabbing. I know you're here to see the cars lap around the track. So let's head over to the track now and send the first 5 cars around and see where they place on the leaderboard. Here we are, and here are the first 5 cars that are gonna run. And as you can see here, right there, we're starting off with a nice Ford GT, beautiful livery car, bronze and green, followed up by my favorite, the Ferrari 512, beautiful car. Then we have a nice Corvette here. This is brand new. It's gonna be one of the first times I've run this car. This Aston Martin here with the tires are not in the greatest shape in the back, and I'll touch on that later. Ending off with a Lola T70. Love these cars. Now the Ford and Ferrari have Paul Gauge rubber, so they'll be in the stock plus class. The Aston Martin has Paul Gauge as well, but they're not meant for that car and they kind of don't fit properly, so the car is not running that great, unfortunately, right now. I'll have to order some proper tires for that beast. But here we go with the first car, the Ford GT.
Fastest lap by MP Slot.it. Fastest lap by MP Slot.it. MP Slot.it did a new fastest lap. New track record by MP Slot.it. Fastest lap by MP Slot.it. New track record by MP Slot.it. MB Slot.it did a new fastest lap. New track record by MB Slot.it. MB Slot.it did a new fastest lap. New track record by MB Slot.it.
And I rolled it. Ay. Luckily, the driver is A-okay. So now the Ford GT takes over the top spot on the overall leaderboard, but the Ferrari 458 is still the leader in the stock class. Now on to the next car, the Ferrari 512, a little Ford versus Ferrari action here. It's a toss-up for me, but out of these five, the Ford GT and this Ferrari would be my favorites. It would be hard to choose an overall favorite. I really like the Ford GT. And after 3 laps, we set a new lap record, but look how close this Ferrari and Ford are in time. Identical. I'm gonna fast forward here to the end of the session with this car because I was not able to beat that lap time. That was the best I could manage, and it's a 6.508 compared to the Ford GT's 6.589, very close. So now we swap them out, and this is the overall leader and the leader in the Stock Plus class. Now on to the Corvette here. This is stock tires. This is going to be one of the first times I've run this car. I think I've only run it once before, and I remember it being very loose in the back end, and you can see here the back end's all over the place. This is a very fun car to drive, but I'm not expecting it to trouble the top of the leaderboard. It would need some Paul Gauge tires, I think, to really get up there, or even maybe truing these tires a little bit better. But you can see the back end's all over the place. It is a very fun car to drive. I'm not going to say it's not. It's just in terms of challenging the top of the leaderboard, I just don't see it happening. And let's run through the laps here and see what we can manage. So I was unable to beat my personal best with this car that I achieved on lap 4, and to end the session, I crash, because why not? Well, we ended with a 7.2, but there is more time in the car. Tires have to be trued. Now, on this Aston Martin, I don't have the stock tires anymore. They were completely destroyed, and I just have some Paul Gauge tires that I put on. As you see, I deslotted there and reslotted. Very cool. But yes, this car is a handful right now. It's even a handful when it has the proper tires. Unfortunately, it is a great looking car, but it's a little bit harder to drive. But the tires right now are not proper, so I can't get it to grip like it should. Yeah, I don't expect this to be that quick at all. On the leaderboard there, you see I messed up and I have it unassigned. I do change that later in the video and you'll see it. But yeah, this car is a handful. I believe I was getting similar times towards the end to the Corvette. But yeah, a big handful of this car right now with these tires. As you see, I had to slot there again and jump right back in. I mean, it's good for that, I guess. Find its way back in the slot. But you know, I always say at the end of my videos, keep your guide in the slot, and I'm not doing that. I'm not taking my own advice. The car is keeping itself in the slot, if anything, as I come out again there. And we end off very close with the Corvette's time. But yeah, I gotta get proper tires for this car. And we're going to end off here with the Lola T70. Again, gorgeous car, and these are a very fun class car to drive. I love racing these with other Lolas. They're a very fun classic car. So we're going to go around here. You're going to see this thing jump up the leaderboard, guaranteed. They're very quick, and they handle very well. Very similar to the Porsche 917, 917Ks. Not as quick, but very close, as I did slot there on lap 2. Coming around the corner, and boom. And I flipped it too. That's skill. That's skill. Let's continue there. Where are we now? We're currently in P3. Can we improve on that? Let's find out. And we do find a little bit of an improvement there. We improved to a 7.005. Not too shabby at all, as I did a slot there. Back end steps out a little bit too far, and boom goes the dynamite. So here's a look at the overall leaderboard, and we have the Ferrari and the Ford very close at the top here, followed up by the Ferrari 458 from the last video and the Lola T70, and ending off with the Corvette and the Aston Martin. So here's a final look at your top three. Now, first and second would be in the Stock Plus class with those pull gauge tires, but overall, these are your current top three. So that's going to end this video here, and I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Until next time, keep your guide in the slot. Ciao.